previously and do a little bit during the week. So
Did she keep actually come over and help?
I don't know.
That many people over there.
Right.
Seems like he's helping.
You ready? You good to go?
He was coming in
I think people gonna be covered. Right? They're dragging their feet. You know, it's Ramadan. They never scrape as they normally do.
I don't know, I'm not with him over there.
I was sleeping a little bit longer than I wanted to. I was today, yesterday, I was Zoom calling.
Oh, because
I got two last night. I listened to the call last time. They said, hello, and I woke up and was over.
Right?
which call y'all have on Sunday night?
The night owl call.
From, oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, so, brother, move your head.
Yes, sir.
So, did you sit into Arabic class? Have you sit into any Arabic classes?
No, but I mean,
You've been doing it on your own?
So I got familiarity with the, I got algorithm means, I know like.
That's what's up. That's the starting.
Yeah, so I would like to get that down and, just go from there.
Okay. Well, let's get that down.
Yes, sir.
Khalil, you ready? You ready? All right. Listen, I'm gonna do this like this. I don't really like black on here. Hard to come off. Okay, so maybe we just start right here. So, Aleph, Beth, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha. So when you see them, this is how it looks when it's initial. If it's starting off the sentence or starting off the word. Right? This is how it looks in the middle. Aleph looks like that in the middle. Beth looks like that in the middle of the word. Tab looks like that because it can be connected from both sides. That can be connected from both sides. Jim can be connected from this little arm here. And Ha can be connected from this little arm. In the end, it's just like this on the end. This the end. If it's the last letter of the word, it looks like this. Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha. And if it's isolated or independent, it looks like this last one here. Right? So, finish the alphabet to the end. Just like that. Just build your chart. You got Aleph, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha. Just take it all the way to the end of it. And see if you can put the remainder in there. If not, then it's okay. You know, just look at the Arabic and see for the next letter. Aleph, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha. It will be Ka, which is then Ka. Right? And it's that Ka. And initially, that's what it looks like. This one, I have the arm ready to connect. Let's have it down, right? And the end looks like that. Right? And if it's independent, I mean, isolated by itself, then it just looks like that. Okay. And that's the pronunciation of Kha. K-H-A. So if you look at the Arabic for the rest of the letters, okay, if you see how they independent or initial, see how the middle one look for the next letter and right on down, see how they look in the end, see how they look if it's independent all to itself. And this is not a graded thing, it's just something for our practice, you know, it's something to practice, to get into and get a feel of there. Questions so far?
Like in the middle, if you're gonna do a pop, right? The final one or even the middle one, how do you write that?
Just like
You start right. So you start from the right going to left, right?
for
So write your name, or write
No,
you
my
know,
name?
like Mujahid, and support. I guess I'm trying to, because
what's that?
that's the move, that's the M.
Ha, Ra, Noon.
Okay, hot, okay.
It's a ha. It's a Ra. And that's a Noon. So that's Harun. That's my name. And Harun in English is Aaron. Okay? So you're asking where to start. Harun.
With the H, right?
H. In the English is A. Arun, A-R-O-N, but in Arabic is Ha. Right?
Okay, when you start the initial, it's Khalif or?
This is Kha.
Right.
Kha.
That's the letter, that's the first letter, right?
Oh, that's just the one. I'm just showing you to write my name. You said write your name.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking for the letters because the high right there and the high right there was different. When you wrote
Well, it
the
does.
letter.
It does. And they are, this one, the sound is different.
Oh.
This,
So you,
this high,
and your name was different?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the difference is when you when you go jogging and you breathing, that's that high. The other one was just a soft H.
Okay.
But you start that thing like at the top, right? And just
Okay. That's what I was asking.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
and remember, since it's a cat, you got to put a dot on top of it.
Right.
If you put a dot underneath of it, it becomes gene. Right? Any other questions? Well, I put a few more up there just to help. Okay, I just put a few more. Okay? This is just a 2-hour practice. Cat, and then we got Dal. Dal is like slightly sitting. Right? Dal. This one can come in from this side. Slightly sitting. Right? This one can come in from this side. It's on the end. Only thing you see with this one, it doesn't connect on this side. This side doesn't connect. That side connects. That side connects. Right? And on the end, it's like slightly bent. And that's the down. Bad. So we put in the beginning Dal, put in the middle something connecting this end, this side, Dal. In the end, if this is on the last letter of the word, you can connect with this end. And if it's independent, it's like standing just like the beginning. So any questions so far? Because we're going to raise these and put them more in there. Okay? Any questions? You got Now, all of them kind of bad, tad, that. You're going to see some of these little things on here. Those are two of the vowels. Two of the vowels. The first one on the top, it's called one. It's called a fat vowel. Fat. That's that. Let's put it on the top. Oh, I got to put this. You want to start off with that all the time. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You want to start with that in everything you do. So you got that on the top, and one on the bottom. That's the Kesra. Looks like. Top, on the bottom. The Dhamma. So these are the main three vowels. Fatha, Kesra, Dhamma. Again, that has the A sound, so that's the A. The Fatha has the A sound. The Kesra has the E sound. So it's A, E. A, E. And the Dhamma has the U sound. A, E, U. So you get A, E, U, B, Ba, Bu, Ta, Ti, Tu, Tha, Bi, U. Right? Okay. Tha, Bi, U. Question? U, Ba, B, Ba, Bu, Ta, Ti, Tu, Tha, Bi, Tu. Then, the fourth one, you're going to see Sukuna. Like that little circle there. There. Like this little circle. Sukuna. And one more. 5 is the Shadda. And that's a little teeny dot. Shadda, meaning two. A Shadda means a double. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there. The Shadda. We talked about the initial, the middle, and final, and the isolated. Let's see, we got that. When you put it together, that's what it looked like. Baby boo. Baby boo. That's how it separated. You put it together, that's what it looked like. Is that too small? Can you see it? The next one. Put it together. That's how it looks. So you got the beginning, the middle, and the end. Right? And the third one. Rabibu, Tatitu, Batitu. That has 3 dots, Tat has 2, that has 1. Alright? Question? Sassy soup. What's the scene? Scene. Sassy soup. Okay? And you got seen is machine. Shoot. Well, let me get going too far ahead if somebody got some questions. No? Yes? Sheen, seen, sheen. Sad, see, sue, shat, she, shoe. See, sue, shat, she, shoe. That's pretty tough like that. When is it getting ready to go out? When is that refrigerator going to go out? This is making so much noise. No, it was quiet though when we were in here, yeah? Okay, let's look at it a few more. Let's get some hard ones. Hard ones like this. Alright? So that's this is it. Tall. But that's not like that T. Because the pronunciation is tall. It's like you gotta round your mouth and say tall, as opposed to ta. This is ta. This is tall. Right? It's almost like saying tall. And this is ta. And then there's another one with a dot on it. It goes like this. This is thaw. It's like something is thawing out. Ice is falling. Tell, fell. Right? That, feed, food. talk, T, two. Okay. Talking two, tatty two. So in other words, it does require a little practice. Maybe once a week or whatever. Maybe twice a week. Depending on how much time you have, you know. Tatty two, tatty two. Question? And how to help pronounce some of these hard ones. Anybody need to get this? Because I'm going to erase this slide here. The vowels. I'll put them back.
We didn't go over the whole alphabet, right?
All of them?
Yeah.
No. We went over a few of them, and hopefully you're going to finish them with the initial, middle, final, and isolated. But just to help us pronounce some of these hard ones. We talked about this one. That one. That one. So this is sword. Right? And this one is like daughter. Right? And this is fall. That's not what this is like call. Right? Call. That's the pronunciation for the one with two guys. Call. One guy, call. Law. The main pronunciation there, daughter. I use daughter to exemplify its pronunciation. Sword, door. Sword, door. Fall, tall. Tall, T, two. Tall, T, two. Right? Questions? Cool. Yeah. This is we're starting basics. Because this is what you want to do. We went through probably 5 or 6 letters just to show the state that they're in initially, then in the middle what it looks like, and then the final one what it looks like. Right? And if it's isolated, what it looks like. It's just independent, standing out there, independent, like it's at the end of the word, but it's not connected to the word. It's a letter at the end of the word. We show that, which is not what you have here. We just put that on. That's on the end, that's on the end, that's on the end. So for each one of them, if it's independent, you would be just looking like this one would be, that. This one would be just a tag. If it's on the end by itself, it's not connected to anything. And this one, we just that. 1, 2, 3. If it's at the end of the word and it's not connected, that's how it's going to look. That's the isolated one or the independent one. But this is how it starts off. This is how it looks in the middle. This is how it looks on the end. And this is how it is if it's isolated by itself. Right? And when you put them together, daddy boo. Tatty two, tatty two, sassy Sue, right? Shat, she, shoe, talk, tea, too, talk, tea, too. Right? Question? What? Someone question? Okay.
Top one, olive.
That's olive. That's bad. That's tad. That's bad. I had that up there. The first one you took it on. And this is when you connect them. This is how they look when they're before you connect. I just broke it so you see how I look in each one of these positions. Okay. No question? So, if you got an old all Arabic Quran, all Arabic, or is that English and Arabic?
What is that?
It's got English too, right? But if you look at like those big ones we got in there, all Arabic, you know, you can, the Arabic is in there, but you got some English in there too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if you look at the all Arabic Qurans, the bigger you can get, the better, because the letters are plain. You know, sometimes the little ones you gotta just figure out what. You know. In fact, I can't. I need to put it. Can you go get one of them? Get the color of the big ones right here, out of the mystery. Can you go get the Qurans in there for me? See those big ones over there? On that camera, on the top. Can you go get a couple of them? Yeah. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to identify the letters when you got a big script. You see the olive, and you know it's olive. Sometimes you might see this little thing under there. That's a hammer. It's a hammer. That was one of the vowels that we didn't talk about. That's Hamza. Hamza. It looks like that little thing. Okay, can you make up more? Oh yeah. Look at that. Now, I think I'm going to see that. See? Did you ever get your big one?
No, this is one again.
I thought you thought it was big.
I know how most of it, but I ain't never heard of it.
I think it's about it. No, that's right. Well, yeah, but we don't want to go there right now. No. I mean, we got yeah. Well, let's just do it all Arabic. Let's just do it all Arabic.
And printed at the bottom.
Yeah.
The script is larger than that.
Yeah. Take this one. So I pointed that out because you can find the alphabets in there easier. It's big and bold, right? As opposed to the little ones, and you're not being distracted by commentary that's on the page. Right? So if you go into these all Arabic, you can identify the bad. You can identify the tad. You can identify the path easier. Alright? Because this is how it looks in the beginning. If you look in any of the sentences, start beginning, that's the beginning. You see them in there? And in the middle, this is what a B looks like. Okay? And in the end, that B is just connected from that end with that loop. Okay? And if it's independent, it's just sitting out there, not connected to anything. So the only reason I brought the big Qurans is to show you that it's easier to identify those things in the big script.
So, can I ask a question?
Sure.
What does the Hamza do to the Aleph? So how would you pronounce that to put the Hamza on there?
Okay? So if we put, like when we didn't use this one, but this letter, right? And this letter. One is a Ayn, and one is a Ghain. One with the dot is a Ghain. Now this one you probably will never forget. Why? Because they say it all the time in the hood.
Okay.
I ain't going there. I ain't doing that. That's that one.
Yeah.
Right? But this one you might have to work a little bit. Right? So this is the Hamza. This little thing here is the same thing. And you got to have that emphasis when you pronounce it. So that Aleph is now, when you see that, it has kind of, you got to put that on there.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Right?
All right.
And A.
That puts some type of emphasis.
Yeah. But I ain't doing that. I know you probably heard it, right?
Yeah, so what you want? Okay, that's Gain.
The top one
Hamza is it Gain or Ayn?
Ayn. Same sound. So if you put it on a D, or whatever you put it on, whatever level you put it on, you have to put that emphasis there. Like restrictions in the throat.
So when you put a shadda on it, so when you double something, is that just extending the vowel, or is that because it should have a double? So Allah has it, right?
Right.
So
That means it's two of them.
two L's.
Yes. Whatever the shadda is over, whatever letter it's over, that means it's two of them.
The L and then the A.
This is it. R.
No.
R.
Can I come up?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that's a lot right there.
Yeah.
So I was saying, so the A, L, and then it goes into the shadda, then the last letter is
H.
H. And then, why would it have this? What is it called?
Right?
Kasra under the H.
This is your shadda. I mean,
Right.
this is your
L,
shadda.
right, over the L.
Yeah, A-L-L-A-H.
And H.
That's the word. A-L-L-A-H. Right? Allah.
Where's the A go in there? A-L-L.
A-H.
I know where's the A go. I'm missing.
There's A right there.
Okay, that's one A.
L-L.
L-L.
A-H.
I know where's the A.
So in this in this word, Allah, this is
I know how to spell English, but I'm saying
right.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I want to show you. When you say this is one and this is another. So la. This is simply saying the deity.
They had the thing over the shedda too, though. I didn't see that A over the shedda. Okay, that's what
That makes it.
I need to connect that mental connection.
That makes it an A sound.
Right, this thing over this. That's where the other A is at. Over there.
So all it's saying is AL meaning the definite article,
Yes, sir.
meaning the deity. Right? Does that?
Yeah, I see the A. Now, I was just looking for the A, brother. It's
Okay.
what it said. That's why I was like that. Allah, where the other A is, right here, right?
Yeah.
And then an H. So that's, in speaking, and I think that's going to be the hardest thing. Like, we can see this, but then how we connect it like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the practice I think. If you're doing it, you're showing it, but it's just that
It's gonna take some practice. It's gonna take a minute. Like the more you hear it and look at it, it'll start coming just like that. Like right now, you know Assalamu alaikum.
Right.
All right? Piece of cake, but do you know it when you see it?
Yeah, like Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, I know that every time I see it.
Okay, you put it up.
English or Arabic. Right?
Or the Assalamu alaikum too?
Yeah, I believe so. Put it up there.
Okay.
Put anything up there. It's just because I can recognize certain letters.
Yeah, right.
That's how I.
And that's how they practice.
Right.
That gets us closer. More we practice it. Like, you know, just for a long time, we said things that didn't know the Arabic.
Right.
You know, because when we came into Islam, certain things captured our attention, and we picked it up quick. Like the Qari might have been reciting something, right? And man, he said, man, that sounds good. I want to learn that. So you pick it up just like that because you wanted it, but you've never seen what it is.
Right.
So we kept it for a while, and we never actually figured it out what it was because he could have been saying it wrong, but it sounded good.
Right.
So this is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
You probably heard a lot of stuff. Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad, Allahu Akbar, Salat, Zakat,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Don't get me wrong. I can clear Muhammad, I had school up there, so we had classes when we was younger, but you know, in and out, we never stuck with it.
So you went to Kalmam school?
In Milwaukee.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, for a bit.
Yeah.
But I was younger, like I said, I was still, we was kids,
Right.
Yeah.
That's a minute.
Yes, sir.
So that point is that we grow up picking up things that we say, and sometimes we never actually recognize it until after the fact. For example. Yeah, you got it.
Yes, sir.
You got it.
I see.
But see, if we've never looked at it, we wouldn't. Somebody put that up there and said, "What is that?" And see, there's a whole lot to it that a lot of us still don't know. We say Assalamu alaikum, but then there's certain things that are not, certain letters that are not pronounced in there, and we don't pick up on that, right? Readily, right? So anyway.
Art, right? It is definitely like I do best. Yeah, just keep it in the right time.
Assalamu alaikum, right? Just that one there, there's certain things that we don't, it takes a minute before when you learn the Arabic, you see other things in there. It's just so much more than what we say.
Yeah, but a lot of times, if we say that to someone from the Middle East, they will still give you this kind of squinted look.
If you say this?
When we say, they can tell that we ain't from their country. They can tell we from America, just from the way we say it.
But we're not saying it wrong, are we?
No.
So
But I'm just saying, they give you this reaction. They're trying to figure out where where you originate from.
Yeah.
They own Islam and Arabic, but they fail to realize that Arabic is the African language. Arabic is how they call black people Asiatic. It's an Asiatic African language. It was built there, so they have no ownership to Arabic. And that even prompted me. Y'all can Google it, look it up. It's an African language. It's not. They have no authority over it.
It's just us.
Yeah,
It's just
but it's our brainwashing too, because you give more credit to the pills, and not to, I'm not being racist or anything, but because of what they did, we feel like everything, I got this here because I'm this, or they did this to us, and this, and you just don't know the variety of Africans in Africa, where they have straight curly hair, they have all the features that everybody pays them up, so there's no reason to give them, any credit for anything. It's not the law, you know what I'm saying? So, I think, subconsciously, we try to get we want them to acknowledge us, but we don't need their acknowledgement.
Not really, no.
At all, So if they don't do it, then that's the thing on them. If you greet them, brother, and they don't greet you back, hey,
And it happens. I've heard a lot of us say it. I've been here. Yeah. So the point is that we say a lot of things, and if we don't look at the Arabic, we won't know for sure that we're saying it. If we say that the Quran is Allah's revelation, we want to learn it for ourselves. Because quiet as it's kept, one thing that we overlook, everybody will converts. Everybody.
Everybody's a convert.
Everybody's a convert. Yeah, because the message, before the message, there were no Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
So,
They were Irish.
yeah, pagans, a whole bunch of stuff, tribal things, but the Quran converted them, converted others, and now it's converting us. It's not they're trying to convert us, it's this is trying to convert us.
Connecting with what the brother just said. This morning I'm on the phone, something popped up, notification, and I saw they had a Nigerian couple. They had 4 or 5 children. All the children were dark. They had a baby that came out blonde with blonde hair. Okay. And they showed the whole family portrait and the infant in the middle. She looked Caucasian, but the 2 Nigerians were as dark as Brother Jack. And they had 4 other children. But this particular baby came out looking like a Caucasian. They had blonde hair and light skin. What the hair was curly?
That could have been albino.
Yeah. I find it they don't really have color. They kind of pale. This baby wasn't pale.
Allah knows best, right? So anyway, so does that show how we sometimes say
everybody but us, the
What?
street is like we slow, so bring it down, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's high.
Okay, and
That's
gives us
ass. This is the land.
Okay, so
This is the scene with the shedda on. I mean, it's two.
that the way, so it's pronounced again. Say it.
S.
S.
Because it's 2 of these.
Right. Okay.
So I'll tell you, there's a lot to it.
Yes, sir.
The fact that we're not pronouncing this L,
Right.
that's a part of the additional stuff
Right.
that everybody may not know.
Okay.
We go from here to there. Leaving this, don't pronounce that. Now, if you want to pronounce it, that's a whole different orientation. But normally it's just as-salam. Now, the teaching part is this. When you separate it like that, that's L, meaning the definite article, same as the. Al is the same as the. Then you can have a whole new orientation, the Islam.
So why do they pronounce it as? I mean,
Because the language
is right. Yeah. Because I guess they just forget the L.
No, it's because of the language. That's the language says. That's you follow these vowels.
Right.
That helps you determine what to say. If it were no vowels, just to show you, no vowels, right? Which I understand this is original. With no vowels, you wouldn't know how to properly pronounce it. Now, if you are Arab, because it was revealed to the Arabs, they may be the better ones without the vowels. But the rest of the people all over the world, and that's why we have the vowels to help the other people.
If I may just interject, so when he said you don't see that lamb, right, the Adam, and you see the shadow on that second letter, on that scene, you know what scene is, right?
See that?
That means that it's double, and when it's double, it erases that lamb, so you don't see it. So that's why it's Asalam instead of Al-Salam. So there's a such thing as sun letters and moon letters. Sun letters erase the lamb, and moon letters don't erase it. So you'll see Al-Kareem, right? You say the Al and you say Kareem, because that K for Kareem is not a letter that erases the lamb. So it's just memorization. You find out when you see the shadow, that little W you were talking about. You see it over here? In front of that lamb, you know you don't say the lamb. It's sun letters and moon. So all of the alphabets are either sun letters and moon letters. So
And that's a little down the road.
That's still, okay, so does the shedda automatically makes it a, if you see that in front of King,
Yes, that means two letters.
I mean, it means two letters, but does that make it a sun letter? Does that denote that you don't pronounce the
Letter before,
So this is the thing with Arabic. It forces you to look ahead. So you see, when you generally speaking, you see the letter, you just say Adam. But now you're looking at the letter after the letter. You see that letter, you see the shadow on top of it, you don't see a letter. So the book that you have here actually makes it easier for you. Right. So you'll see these letters here that are, you see that gray letter in here? That's right. See that gray letter? That's a letter. You don't see it. You see the shadow? Right. That means this is Adonais. You don't see Adonais. The noun is a letter that erases the letter. That's going to be clarified. You are a little bit more advanced already, so I want to make sure it's clear, right? You understand what's happening. But everybody, you'll be understand that in time. It's just, yes, all right. The stages of this thing, yes.
And see, we hadn't got to the sun and moon letters yet.
Yes.
Nor had we got to the explanation as to this land that you don't pronounce. So we was trying to, I thought you was at the basics, the alphabets and the proper recognition and proper pronunciation, but
You answering advanced questions.
yeah. You stepping ahead.
Trying to recall some things from this.
And our Imam Muhammad, he did some explanation on why the land is not pronounced. A whole nice orientation, right? Which maybe we should have before the class is over. But so far, you see, we were talking about pronouncing things that we didn't see it. We actually don't know if we're saying it right. Right. That's what I did. When I was first introduced in Islam, I was saying things that the speaker was saying, and it took me a minute to start looking at the Arabic and learning it on my own, following some of the brothers who were teaching, like Daniel Kareem, and Qasim Ahmed, and Imam Muhammad did some things as well. But I never went to any of the classes that they had with it. But until then, I was saying what other people say. Like, you might hear some brothers in the streets say, Assalamu alaikum, Aki. Or instead of saying Aki, they say, Assalamu alaikum, Ah. And I thought that was right. But that's cutting it back. Because it's not Ah. It's Aki. Right?
That's the new changing. All right, well, brother, can you go to each letter for us, please, and just slowly, so we can kind of, just get the flow and everybody can.
Alright? Feta.
Right.
Double, seen with the shadda and the feta.
So,
This is the scene.
right.
That W means two of them.
Right.
There's a special on top of it.
Right.
Land. That's just making the elongation.
Oh, okay, so but that's the L, and then what's the line going across? That's just the number eight.
That's all.
All them A's.
That's all. You got it. You got it. Yes, that's all it is, right? Making it long.
Yes, sir.
And this is a piece of cake. Move.
Yeah.
Aleikum. Aleikum. Right?
And the circle over the sukoon, what does that do? What does that do?
It means when you come into that, you kind of, it's like a pause. Aleikum. You know, it's not like assalam, assalam, it's aleikum. It's like a pause. Kum. Yeah.
And when you just mentioned Hakeem, what is that?
Brother. Yeah. But too many brothers in the street don't want to say it to the end. They would just say, Assalamu alaikum, You know. Right? They say that a lot, though. See?
Honest.
Huh?
Honest.
Well, it's us. It's not everybody else, it's just us. It's just African American. You heard?
They say, they show up everybody's name, like his brother, and he bring it and say, brother. They take the E and the E off, it's brother. When we were walking around the town, they call him brother. And his name is Ibrahim.
Oh my God. No.
They were talking together all the time. So they say, brother, they talk to me. They talk to him.
Right. In Senegal?
Yes. No, this is Mali.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See? That's us.
Exactly.
I thought it was just Americans back. Wow.
The others picking it up though. They follow us though. You know, not to say
But-
wrong, wrong or right, brother. Because
Right.
the enemies, the stories of the reasons. You hear them say.
But I'm thinking they had it longer than we had, so they may have.
Well, you know, I mean, we, as far as African Americans, yeah.
Yeah, they had language.
Africans had the language for a long time.
Yeah. So
But, you know, when I hear that, I always go to the Arab, like, you know, Middle Eastern, but like I say, my association with Arabic is African, bro. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know, that's just,
Yeah.
when I think of Arabic, I see Africans, I don't see Middle Easterns in my head.
yeah, there you go. There you go. So, any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Like I said, there is a whole orientation behind why you don't pronounce the L, but that's later on. We get into the definite article as opposed to not. So we didn't do these last ones quick. Anybody need to get this?
Oh, look at this, I think it's the right one. All right, understood, thank you.
Okay. Tetatain, kesatain, dammatain. The vowels again are continuous.
And that's when all that's the point of it.
Yeah, that was Kesher Dom as the family, but when we put the tain on it, that means two. See those two there? All right, and this has the sound of not just A, but it has the sound of an. This has the sound not just E, but in. This has the sound of not just U, but un. And, in, un. Petatain, kesratain, dammatain. And, yeah. And, Un. Chant in un. Let me see if we have some Betatane. Mm-hmm.
That's the T, K-A-S-T.
Yes, Kesra. K-A-S-R-A. Kesra. Kesra. Kesra.
It's the same.
Like the original, but it has two of them.
Fatatang.
Say it again.
It's the same two lines as Fatatang.
This is the Betatane. Two lines in the Betatane.
But the Kasatang is two lines.
Well, one is above the letter, one is below the letter.
Oh, okay.
The E one, N one is below the letter. Oh, I was going to give some examples. Once I find my Kesratane here. Show you how it looks, and then we can pronounce it. Betatane, Kesratane, Dhammatane. All right.
Okay, now, un.
Un.
Always above.
Un.
Yeah, that's
You asking me, is it always above the letter? Un? The Dhamma thing? No. No, you might hear it under that. Let me see, I'm trying to think of one right now. Come off the top of my head.
I've never seen it, but it's possible.
Yeah.
It's funny stuff in translations, like, it's like different Quran, different things. Let me show you something they do. It messes me up, especially when I'm doing
What is?
if they get it, you know, like they'll put a, like, let's say you have, I don't know, what would we just have there? Like this, right? And then let's say there's a shedder over it. They'll put the Kesser under here instead of putting it under there. And it used to mess me up all the time. I'm thinking it's a vector, but it was a Kesser. The way they write it, it could be just the way that person writes it and put it on there. Or if you want a line, you see it a lot. You just have it underneath the shedder. And if you don't know, that's a Kesser. It should be, not should be, but mostly it's under the letter. But they have it under the shedder and it confuses you.
Okay. Now, this is Betatane. Dan. It's like Dan. Din. Bun.
Now, these are also vowels.
This is Betatane. They are vowels. Capital means two of those. Two. The little is vowels. That's where you get the two. And it means and, in, and un. And, in, un. And you put it on the B, you got ban. And you put it under the B, you got bin. B-I-N or B-E-N, either way. And you put the Dhamma thing up there, you got bun. Bun. That bin bun. Dhammatane.
Is that U-N or U-M?
U-N. Let me figure that out for you. Un. Un.
Un.
Un. Un. Okay? That's a T. Tad. So the Keshatain is tan, tin, tun. Right? Same ending, and in un. Just on the T. Tan, tin, tun. Right?
So in English, you could say that's like an accent,
Tan, tin, tun?
bang, then, boom.
It's a vowel. In English, what do you mean?
It would be like accents on the vowel.
And in un, accent, I think of accent as like Jamaican compared to British. I think of accent. So, when we put those vowels, it just, and, especially Keshatain, Fetatain, and Damatain, it's just and, in, un. That's how I say accents. And I had this question about even some of the Mexicans who are coming in. They have an accent, right? You might be at the store and you talk to somebody with an accent, and the first thing you want to know, well, where's your accent from? It's English, you can understand it, but the way they say it it's different than the way we would say it.
So you can distinguish them from Mexico or Colombia.
Well, not necessarily, but you just notice there's a difference in the accent, the way they speak, the way they pronounce their words and things. Dan, bin, bun, ten, tin, tun. That's the third. That's the third with the Keshatain. So that becomes tan, bin, tun. So it's the third. That's the third. The fourth character. Tan, bin, tun. Right? We talked about the shepherd, so let's look at that a little bit. What's that blue W? This is W. And here's the deal with that. So when you see something like this, right? It is simply this. That with that is simply that.
So would you say bebe or hooker or?
Yeah, well, depending on what vowel is on it. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
you got it. Yeah. But it's just, I'm saying is, when you break it up, it's just two B's. That is the same as this. Two B's, two B's. And then when you put the vowel on it, whether it's there, it would be bebe. Or if it's Kesha, it would be BB. Or if it's Dhamma, it will be boo, boo. Right? But that is that. Because of that W. When you bust it up, there you go. B and B. Babby boo. Right? You got this one is this. This is Aleph, 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 and this is a Ya. Aleph and Ya with the Shadda and the Dhamma. A-U. Right? you. And you bust it out, you. You separate the two. You. Same as that. Right?
You lost
Okay. This is Aleph. This is Yeah.
it. Yeah.
This is Shadda.
Shut it.
This is the Dhamma. Dhamma.
Done.
Dhamma. So that means this Shadda means two of these Yads. Two of these Yads. That's what we've been talking about. Two Yads, right? You. It's like saying you. Without the O. Or just
Okay, so the added that yeah is a Y, right? Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
you. How about that? This is the Aleph and this is the Yeah, which is a Y. Yeah. Sometimes you may see it without two dots under it. You. Right? When you bust it up, with the sukoon, you.
Because it's a cool.
Kind of give you a slight pause. You. Right? You. Does that?
That translates to what?
Nothing. We just putting characters together. Well, now, I mean, if we was talking about one of the prophets, right? You know, he has a name that's pretty similar to that. All we have to do is add one character. Can you figure who that might be? Just take a wild guess. Just take a wild guess. It's in the Quran. Arabic. So if I put this in here, you're going to say, oh yeah, I knew that. Huh? So you figure out nobody can want to take a stand back? Nobody want to take a stand back?
Yeah.
You heard of that guy, right?
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
What's that name? What? Jacob?
No, that's Jonah.
Jonah?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's not German.
This is,
What are you?
yeah, Jonah.
Joe.
I'm sorry, Jonah. Jonah is Eunice.
Okay.
Joe.
Jacob.
Not Jacob.
This is Yakub.
Yakub. Okay. That's where it might be. Why you did it.
He's not supposed
But
to
that's
very
not-
much. That's why you miss out IU. People don't really say his name like that. But it's
Right.
It's IU. I sent you something from Facebook showing a picture of Yakub. Did you get it? Yes,
That was the biggest sign too. So you see, so now it come to mind, right? Because you hadn't seen the name before, right? You remember you now, right? And you'll probably read it again when you probably before the month of Ramadan you might run into it. We're just beginning the second 10 days of Ramadan.
And the reason I did that, so, because we always heard about Yakub, we never saw no picture of him doing Yakub. He described him all the same. We never saw a picture. That popped up and whoa.
Yeah, we had 2 Mexican days.
Yeah, bro. Almost like a human Quran.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah.
And it might be done like that on purpose to display it.
Yeah. That's why I was looking for him to give me some feedback, you know. I was going to, you know, if he gave me some feedback, I was going to go,
All right, this is another one. Thumma. This is the fa. This is the dhamma. Thumma. When you bust it up, thum me. Thum me.
Now, the shada,
Yes.
no, over to the left. Right, no, to your left. Right there, shada.
This
What is that? To the right.
This?
No, to the right. There.
Double. D.
Double.
Double.
You got the
D-O-U-B.
L in there.
Oh, but I'm L. Double.
That's all that
It means double. Two. Give me those two letters. Give me the two letters. So, thum mes. The tha, the dhamma, the meaning, the shadda, the fatha. Thum me. Another way of writing it. The Dhamma meaning Sukun meaning Fetha. Thumme. Okay. Question? Yes,
That's sure in my refrigerator.
You was that
I
option?
turned it off and it came back on, but then it did it again.
You was that option?
Yes. Well, it goes on and on. It's like even louder than we're upstairs in here. And I had it for 5 months.
I'm ready.
Oh, no, in my house.
That's the noon. Noon, the feather. This is the Z. N, Z, Z. Okay. Now this is the feather. So, this is the sukun. This is the feather. Nezze. Nezze. And when you put it together, Nezze.
Put it together, so.
That's same thing. Same sound. Nezze. Same sound. Same sound. Nezze. This is busting it up, busting it out. When you put it together, Nezze. Same thing. Alright? You're going to see it both ways. Somewhere in the Quran. You're going to see one like this, and you're going to see one like that. And you got to know that Allah does not make mistakes. So there is a meaning behind it. But that's no. That's getting down the road a little bit. But I'm just pointing this out to you. You're going to see things in the Quran, and it should make you pause. Okay. You see this, and you see that, and you just say, well, okay, so what's the difference? Right? Nezze.
So it's subject to interpretation.
Well, they have meaning. They have different meanings. They have different meanings. It's not that you're going to interpret it differently, but it has different meanings. Like like if you're understanding that the revelation came down, it descended. Nazareth is associated with that same thing. Okay?
The reason I'm asking that is because the prophet himself was illiterate. So he was just reciting.
Whoa, slow. I gotta ask somebody a minute. What do you mean it was
Well, I mean,
Talk to me, man. Talk to me,
he
bro.
didn't like that.
No.
I mean, he just recited it.
So
So
the-
someone else put it to script.
Okay, so your point being,
That whoever put it to script added their.
nothing outside of what the angel Gabriel approved, revealed to the prophet was put in there. What the angel revealed to the prophet had the scribe to put it in writing, and it was confirmed before they finalized it. And, Prophet Muhammad was trying to make sure he got it right from Jibril. So they made sure it was correct before they confirmed it. Wasn't no outside input.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know you was about to explain the illiteracy to us.
Well, I'm just reading what history says. That he was an illiterate.
I know. I asked somebody about that.
Well, read, right? He wasn't able to write or well, yeah.
He
He didn't have a school education at the time, so at that time he was illiterate, but he wasn't. It's like, the brothers on the street can't read, but you don't talk to them, so the Quran was revealed to him, right?
Mhm.
Like you said, he spoke, he didn't read, it wasn't nothing a book that literally fell from the sky, so,
So here's the thing about that. We're supposed to know that he didn't know scripture. Plain and simple. That's it. All that other stuff, we can just leave it.
Yeah.
He didn't know scripture. Right? Because you gotta remember that he has a history before Revelation. Right? And that history speaks volumes. He was a businessman. You had to know something about money for one thing. You had to,
Well, he was taught that.
but regardless, just to throw out that he was illiterate, we need to qualify that. He did not know scripture.
Okay.
He knew business, he knew relationships, he was married. No. He got married after revolution. But he knew business, trade, and all that. He even knew the ways of the people, but he didn't participate in it. Right? He just didn't know scripture. So does that make you ignorant? Illiterate because you don't know scripture? Some may try to explain it. But we too quick to say what they said the prophet was illiterate.
I think that just shows how would you say, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, it shows Allah's graces, His mercy, His power, a lot of great ways from the dead, right? So it's illiterate to say that Prophet Muhammad was illiterate and then Allah blessed. It just shows Allah's greatness. And what He can do and what He does. Allah is most beneficent and most merciful, right?
That's right.
So, whether He was or wasn't, Allah is Allah.
Oh, absolutely. But people, because, some people
But
don't
he wasn't a learned thought, just like Muhammad wasn't a learned man. He only had a third grade education. But still,
But-
we are here today because of him.
Absolutely. But see, when they say that about the prophet, it has kind of bad connotation.
We're just talking about that.
But not just us. They brought that to us.
But take that and run with it.
Absolutely. And they brought, it was brought to us that way. That the prophet, the prophet was illiterate, the prophet was illiterate. You don't try to quantify it, validate it or anything. He just didn't know scripture.
And then it kind of alleviates any, you know, because you can interpret it, like you say, you didn't know scripture, you would, you know, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Who really knows? Nobody really at the time.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to know, look at his life up to Revelation. Read the history of what he did before Revelation. He did a lot of things.
Mhm.
Does that make you illiterate? Just didn't know scripture. And Allah gave it to him because he had a pure heart. And he wanted to choose him. Nobody can say anything about it. Why did you choose me? Well, maybe your heart is not good enough for this message.
I mean, I know people today, to this day, that are illiterate, but they function in the world.
So-
when you ask them to write something, you go, what is that?
So maybe we're using the wrong term when we say illiterate. But we have people who are in business, right, who've been very successful at businesses. And they didn't finish high school. Are we can call them illiterate?
If they can read and write. But
Well, they may not.
my family, the young people who read and write today, and you gotta ask them, what is it you just and they make up their own English language.
So maybe we just need another term.
Maybe because you can be like illiterate in a lot of subjects.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be. You can be illiterate just say math, you know, or this. But
Just general, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that is a bad term.
Yeah, and too many people throw it around too loosely.
Yeah, where it could be interpreted anyway.
Absolutely.
Right.
And the world has been saved because of this man.
Well, alhamdulillah.
Right?
Well, you know what I'm saying?
But I mean, to cast that kind of statement, even though it's innocent, it still needs to be correct. Even though it's innocent, it's probably innocent, but it just needs corrected.
You know, it's man's interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a painting, everybody can get something.
Yeah. So that because I was saying I had to ask somebody else, what do you mean when you say he was illiterate? And I didn't get a whole lot of feedback. And they may have said,
I interpreted that he couldn't read or write.
but there's no verification for that. Because like I said, up to 40 years, he was a business person. Don't you write something down, or you got photostatic memory for everything? Question? You held people's goods and money and things, and while they went on a business trip, you held it, and you kept it organized so that it wouldn't mix with somebody else's, and you knew how to secure it.
But like I said, that was just a person, an honest person of a pure heart. It was the way he was raised.
Yeah. So all of that tells you something. The average person didn't have that. Is that an illiterate person? Right?
Just question.
So we got the fat, the Dhamma, meaning, shedda, beta. Tumma. You bust it out. Tumma. Right?
And that is what?
Tumma, what is it? What do you mean?
What you just.
This is,
Mm-hmm.
this is the fat. This is the Dhamma. This is the meaning. This is the shedda. This is the beta.
Is that a phrase?
Tumma, you're gonna see it in the Quran, yeah. And it has a meaning to it. I'm not bringing the meaning. I'm just showing you what you're going to be seeing in Arabic.
Okay.
Thumma, and I can pronounce it. In fact, I may even have the meaning of thumma in it. That's getting into like words, understanding the meaning of words. Right? Thumma, thum, not sum,
Doing
with the th.
Okay.
Yeah, thumma. Because some people say it's thumma. And for this one, the Z, some people can't pronounce the Z. Or some people can't pronounce the T when it says Z. You know. I think it's a lot of people from the subcontinent, which is India area. They have problems pronouncing the Z. Okay, and they mix up mix the Z with another character.
They use when you say Azan, they say Azan.
Yeah, and that's
I have a watch election to the time for prayer, and it says Azan. It says Muezzin. It's Muezzin.
right. That's the example. Yeah.
They write a lot of books. You see Muezzin as Muezzin with two Z's, but it's not Z's at all. But the only way you know this is in Arabic. You know they're not writing correctly in there. If you read it, you're reading it correctly.
If you do that, dude, you could be Darlene.
Well, they have it written out in English, or they have
And then
it
you have
in
transliteration. So say Muezzin, say Azan. Any of the TH letter, they put a Z.
Yeah. That's what we're saying. This is TH. They say Azan as opposed to Azan. So, and like I said, if you don't know the Arabic, you be just saying things that you heard.
Yeah.
But
I was a victim of it.
You have no other choice. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Under or whatever, it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for
Yeah, if somebody transliterated, then that's what I accept. No more.
But if you don't know, then the law will give you.
Oh, absolutely. But a lot of these people, that's hard. Well, yeah, I guess I won't. You know, because they come from a lot of them come from learned environments that where the Quran is a whole lot more accessible than what we have. So you would expect, because we have this idea that they know better, right?
Because they've been speaking it so long.
Grew up with it, just part of the culture. You still come up with Azan. Okay. So, question? Azan. Tuman. Right?
I got a question.
Question.
It's fun. I'm glad you did.
Okay.
That's supposed to be quiet.
This issue has come up more than once. American Muslims, we will speak. Okay, case in point. When Quran is read during Ramadan, now the Honorable Muhammad introduced us to Mulana Muhammad Ali. He also mentioned Yusuf Ali, but he was, I guess, he favored Mulana Muhammad Ali more. But when you hear Quran being read during Ramadan, it comes from Yusuf Ali. Now I told her that I can follow where we, what you're reading and where we end up. But my preference is Mulana Muhammad. To me, it's more plain. And Yusuf Ali, Quran is that thick because they deal with that old English. These die, and all that. So.
You probably get that drill like
Yeah.
I told you.
We never met back in church talk. We never met, right?
Yeah, you can.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that I'm gonna say anything harsh,